such a bright future ahead of him. What do you think of the management of his career at this point, Ray, in terms of his 16th pro fight, already fighting for a title?
Well, first of all, when you got a guy like Sweet Pea, he's had such an extensive amateur career, fighting all over the world. He's ready for the pros. He's ready for the top-notch guys now because he's had such an extensive amateur career. When you have all that experience, it doesn't take much to get back into the, take much for you to get into the top 10. He's fighting for a title. He's ready for this caliber fighter.
Good movement from Whitaker. Circling on the outside. Steady work from the jab. Ramirez is going to have to take his time, figure out how to deal with Whitaker. Great ring general.
See, Joe, this is exactly what Pete has to do. He puts out there because Ramirez has a hard time figuring the guy out. He follows the guy. Like what he's doing right now, he's following him, which is not good. He's got to cut him off. Step over to the left. Make Pete go back to his left. You got to change it. Make the boxer change directions. You got to keep him thinking. Right now, Pete's got to go his way.
Still circling around on the outside, utilizing that jab. Southpaw stance, putting out that right hand jab, steady and consistent.
Right now, it's just ring around the rosy. You got to do something different, or else Pete's going to be doing this all night long. Good body shots, good body.
Whitaker going to the body now here. First round. Two good right hands to the body against Ramirez. Doubles up that jab. Back to it. Hey, there's that footwork you talk about, right?
Yeah, he's real simple.
See, over thousands of years, Murray or magicians or these wizards are taking drugs in these temples and interfacing with these palantirs, these crystal balls, which aren't the crystal balls.
Whitaker, Ramirez, and
of an interdimensional connection while they're on drugs looking into glass to then be able to see the future and understand what's happening to give them temporal power over this planet. And so you go back thousands of years.
Title. That's a good sign when you go back to your corner, Ray, and you hear, I have nothing to tell you. You're boxing beautifully. It's like you're pitching a perfect game.
This is a perfect matchup for Pete. Perfect matchup. Ramirez, like I said, is not overly quick. He's strong, but Pete's strong too, and he can handle the guys like that, And Pete, it's going to have his way all night long if Ramirez doesn't change plans. He's got to do something different because if he's doing ring around Rosier like he is now, it's going to be the same thing all night long.
Pernell Whitaker coming off of a fourth round knockout. That was in December, just 4 months ago, against Davy Montana. And it was right here in France. Prior to that, had a 6-round TKO against Miguel Santana. He has been on a roll, now 15-0. And many feel tonight could be the first of many world championship belts to come his way.
See, that jab's just too fast. That jab's way too fast for Ramirez. Eventually Ramirez, if this is the way it's going, he's going to have
Hey,
to
y'all, some of y'all niggas right now, man. You gonna hear niggas snoring. It's me, alright? And I fell asleep. I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all hear somebody snoring, it's definitely me and it's not intentional. This is real boxing after dark. I'm watching it just like y'all. I'm telling you.
Many times the Southpaws like to say, "Oh, I always have the advantage."
I'm telling y'all, bro. I'm gonna go to sleep. So you hear me snoring, don't wake me up.
Tactical advantage, except psychologically, a lot of guys aren't used to fighting another southpaw. Right away, that throws them off. So you condition to fighting right-handers.
So conditioned to worrying about that lead foot, the placement, and getting on the outside. And now it's a mirror image coming back at you.
Exactly.
Good work with the jab from Pernell Whitaker. And tried to bring the back left hand with it.
Pete's hands are way too fast for Ramirez. Ramirez, like I said, is a steady guy, but slow foot, slow hands, real steady chin. But I'm just saying, this corner's got to think of something else for him to do to change, to to disrupt the game plan. He's got to do something. Even though he's a champion, right now he's fighting like a challenger.
How did you fight him?
See, what the funny thing is, I fought him similar to what he did. I was a brawler, every thought I would come right at him, and I outboxed him. I boxed him, and I was doing jab. I was like Willie Pep out there when I was boxing when I fought him.
Guillermo Camareo. Wake up the echoes of Willie Pep in terms of the defensive mastery of Pernell Whitaker. There are a lot of comparisons to be made between those two. So Pernell Whitaker in control as we come to the end of round 2.
That's it. Other than that, you're fine. No slugging match with this baby. You're
Pernell Whitaker getting the final words of advice from his corner as he heads out for round number 3, 16th fight of his pro career, and the WBC lightweight title on the line. I'm Joe Tessitore, alongside former lightweight champion of the world, Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Jose Luis Ramirez still trying to figure things out. No tough challenge for the veteran Mexican. He's turned pro at 14 years old, over 100 wins in his career, over 80 knockouts. You talk about learning on the job. South of the border, that's how they get it done.
Well, you know, a lot of guys now Mexico don't go young. I mean, amateurs don't feed you. You know, gotta eat. Gotta eat.
Yeah, can't eat a gold medal.
Oh, that was good left hand. That's what Ramirez got to do. Stuck a good left hand here. Now put more pressure on him. See, he keeps following him. Cut him off. Push him to the corner. You gotta start manhandling Pete, you know? Get close up, push him around a little bit. But I don't know if his feet are fast enough to be able to do that.
That's a very good point, Ray, because you got to get to the target in order to hit the target. You saw the southpaw Ramirez place a well-aimed left hand to the body. I would think trying to take those wheels away, trying to cut him down a little bit and go into the body more would be the key to success here.
Absolutely. That's what he had. He started, should have been doing that the first round on. Concentrated body attack.
A little more consistency, but as you can see, Whitaker willing to trade at times. Also, he can get in and out with even more speed than Ramirez can.
See, that's going to make it a harder fight for himself than he has
It's
to.
unnecessary, right, Ray?
Exactly. Right now, he looks so tall. He looks like a glorified sparring match right now. You don't need to get down and dirty yet. Speed the easiest way possible. Stay down on the outside.
Circling around. Whitaker on the outside. That has been the case so far tonight. Fresh legs, quick reflexes, 23-year-old, the prime of his career.
See, Ramirez, the thing with Ramirez is, he goes to southpaw. He drags that left hand. That left hand should be shot quick. You know, quick, he does it. He shoots a quick left hand. Even if your jab isn't working for that quick left hand, to keep guys off guard. But he drags that left hand. You know, he might just send a telegram for it these days.
Hasn't been able to deliver that backhand, that power hand so far tonight. Ramirez still trying to find it. Not successful in cutting him off at all. Hey, how about Whitaker going to the body too? Quarter of the way through this WBC lightweight title fight, it's been all Whitaker. If you were to draw up a game plan and make a checklist, check marks all the way down that list for Sweet Pea. Boxing on the outside, steady, consistent use of the jab, not allowing the veteran opponent, the power puncher, to cut off the ring and find you.
See, at times it looks like Ramirez is trying to box with the boxer. He can't do that. Like I said,
Pernell Whitaker 4 years ago captured gold in Los Angeles. Tonight, he's looking to take his first world title home to Virginia, the WBC lightweight title. Grabs that away from Jose Luis Ramirez, veteran of 100-plus wins. And he's been in the trenches before. He has faced many of the rugged types, but perhaps never has faced such an athletically gifted and well-skilled defensive-minded fighter as is Pernell Whitaker.
Now, Joe, you see, Ramirez is starting to get the pace a little bit. He's starting to land punches on Pete. Even though they're not hurt, he's starting to land. He wasn't landing in the earlier rounds. He's starting to land on that. So that means he's getting closer. He's starting to press the action a bit.
Seems like he's closed the gap, and that's critical.
It's the only way he's going to win.
The distance in that first round, I mean, Whitaker was circling the entire time, and Ramirez couldn't get near him.
See, Ramirez, we got hit with a four-punch combination and he's still in no position. Even though when you get hit, you still have to keep moving forward. So when the guy finishes, you got to fire back and make it, fire back and try to get him with something.
Still trying to chase him down here now. Trying to work behind that right jab. Two southpaws here. Now on the inside, let's see if they exchange. Whitaker, in fact, does, and he places a right hand to the body. There's a straight left hand by Ramirez, but Whitaker was pulling back.
He has to push him back. Push him back with the jab. Push him back with a body shot. Do something to make Pete change his direction. So it's funny. You hear YouTube in the corner says, make him respect the jab. Believe me, at this point, I think he has a great amount of respect for it.
Hearing Lou Duva from the corner, nothing new. You can hear Lou Duva from the back of the stadium. Gets back to the inside. Whitaker now holding behind the head, and he's going to get a warning from Luis Carlos Guzman. There's a straight left hand, probably the best punch so far of the night from Ramirez. So Ramirez getting into gear a bit here in round number 5 after a very strong start to the evening by Whitaker. Now Whitaker tries to answer.
But Ramirez has to come back with something. Pete throws a punch, he's got to look for an exchange.
Much better round for Jose Luis Ramirez.
Round 6, CC
Next round, scheduled for 12. Pernell Whitaker, back to the jab. Ramirez still trying to close that gap. He had success in the 5th round in doing so.
He just snapped Ramirez's head up with 3 straight jabs. And it was so slick. That jab is so fast.
So fast, so very fast. And a weapon that'll serve him for what many think will be a very long run on top.
See now, again, Ramirez started to pick up the pace, started to close the distance. You know, Joe, one thing you got to watch for, especially when you look for European judges. European judges are notorious for liking guys that come forward. They like guys who need to initiate the action. Pete is doing everything he's supposed to. He's outboxing, but he's moving backwards. And I don't know if that's going to affect the judges somewhere down the road. I mean, right now he's winning. To me, he's winning by a shutout. But somewhere, big uppercut. Good uppercut by Ramirez. Somewhere down the road, it may affect the judge's mind. He keeps going back, and the other guy keeps coming forward.
I think you bring up a really good point, Ray, and that is when you're so skilled defensively and you have such great ring generalship from Pernell Whitaker, will you always have people ringside that can appreciate the science of the game rather than simple aggression? There's a big difference between aggression and effective aggression.
Absolutely,
And
Joe.
there's also a big difference between any form of aggression and skill and science and ring generalship.
You're absolutely right. Just what you said about effective aggression, same thing with boxing. There's a difference between a guy moving on you and boxing, effective boxing.
Hey, listen, Ramirez throughout this whole fight has been trying to be aggressive, but for 4 rounds it wasn't effective.
Right. Now right there, that's what I do. Good body shots. Exchange of good body shots. He got the better of that exchange.
Nice dip jab from Whitaker. Trying with that left hand, Ramirez.
Ramirez got to quit trying to throw his punches from too far out. That left hand. Wait till you get inside. Then keep tapping him with the right hand. Hook. Then when you feel inside, boom, break the right hand to the body. Then come to the top.
Especially considering all the head movement of Whitaker. You start throwing punches from way outside, he sees them coming from a mile away.
Exactly.
He's gone.
Exactly.
Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker readying himself for round number 7. The French connection comes in the form of Jose Luis Ramirez, the Mexican native, French managed. So for this title shot, Sweet Pea comes over the big pond. You brought up the judging, the European judging, and obviously such a subjective sport. You never know which way it's going to go. But I'll put it out there. I don't think there's any doubt Whitaker won the first 4 rounds. Things started to change come round number 5. Came off the gas pedal a little bit, and Ramirez started to close the gap.
I actually give Ramirez the last 2 rounds, Joe. I still think Pete's in control of the fight, but Ramirez is making it the type of fight he has to. Pressure, hitting him in the body, hit him in the back, hit him anywhere he can to slow Pete down.
Second half of this championship fight, Joe Tessitore and Ray Mancini with you. The WBC lightweight title on the line. And the 23-year-old from Virginia, Pernell Whitaker, take home the title in just his 16th pro fight.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Pete has a way of turning his back. Ramirez threw a wide left hook and hit him in the back on the kidney area, which is an illegal punch. It wasn't illegal.
Gets himself into a lot of positions because he moves so much, he's so elusive, he's so quick that he can turn himself around while punches in mid-throw. Getting out of trouble there. Actually, there's a good example. Turning his back almost walking away. He's so fast and so elusive, he can get away with it.
That's what the American fighters don't understand. A lot of judges, you got to watch. You don't turn them off with that stuff. You try to get too slick, too cute, you turn a lot of judges off by that.
European style, much more conventional. Nice, great left hand from Sweet Pea. Oh, and he follows it up. Ramirez comes right back and lands that power punch. Blue Duva, maybe a touch of concern.
The other thing about Pete, it's only 16th fight, and I don't know if he's fought at a pace this quick. Because Ramirez is making a push to the limit. He's got to fight every second of every round. Maybe Ramirez thinks that because of his experience, get him in the rounds, hey, that's going to be to my advantage.
Most would point to his March 1987 fight against Roger Mayweather when he won a unanimous decision. Mayweather was down in the first. Whitaker actually went down in that fight in the 9th, but here he is against Ramirez, a title holder, and definitely a challenge. So a very interesting 7th round between Sweet Pea and Ramirez, a round in which both men were able to have success landing solid straight left hands. And maybe the time has come now where the best has changed to skill and speed, and will be served. 23-year-old Pernell Whitaker, round number 8 against Jose Luis Ramirez. Ramirez, coming into this fight, has won 11 straight. His last loss was to Hector Camacho back in 1985.
When he lost to Camacho, it was a similar type of fight. All Camacho did was move on him, make him eat the jab all night. left hands over the top.
That is exactly how the first 4 rounds of this fight went. And then all of a sudden, Ramirez able to get towards the inside in the middle rounds, but still Whitaker has been effective. It's not as if Ramirez all of a sudden turned the tables. He's made a better fight of it. But if he cannot solve Whitaker, and Whitaker can use that movement and the defensive prowess and that steady, consistent jab, it's going to be a real challenge when the scorecards are read for Ramirez.
No, I just watched his early career, earlier fights. So eventually, with this type of guy, he's quick enough to get out of range with punches. Eventually, he's going to have to stop, get down, and go toe-to-toe with him a little bit to back him up. Ramirez, he's going to come up for it again. You never know what the judges are looking at. You got to push him back a little bit.
Well, that's not going to go sit well with the ref or the crowd.
I think that's a good fatigue set, man. Because he did that early in the round, just do it again. He'll do it again, I'm sure. Because when fatigue sets in, do whatever it takes to buy time.
That surprise you, Ray?
Because, this is a big pressure fight. It's a world championship. And if he's fighting a guy with a lot of experience, hey, he's gonna fight every minute.
I mean, clearly he's a well-conditioned elite athlete, but it's the pressure of the moment, the world title on the line, and that nervous energy that gets absorbed.
Exactly. The stakes are raised. So he's trying to buy time. He's punching, grabbing, trying to buy time. Eventually, I think he's going to have to stand there and fight him a little bit to push Ramirez back.
And you can see the corner of Ramirez kind of picking up on some of that body language, like that right there, as Pernell ties up again. You saw him grabbing earlier and saying, press him, force the action. There's a nice stinging jab from Sweet Pete, and then puts a 3-punch combination behind it.
Oh, good left hand over the top. That's what Ramirez has to do. Got to get back into this fight. Those are the type of shots that will do it.
Glimmer of hope for Ramirez. Good 8th round. In dominating form, and then a fight that is evened up, where Whitaker has still shown very good athleticism, jab, and speed, but Ramirez has had a caginess and some veteran qualities and some experience that has paid off in the form of power punching and figuring things out. Back to the jab for both men. Oh, nice body shot from Whitaker, dug in with the right hand.
Well, Ramirez now is doing what I said earlier. Even if you get hit, you got to fire right back. He's starting to do that. He made me with a few jabs, quick hook, he's back on hook.
And in any form, just touch it, right?
Exactly. He's got to do something to push him.
Smother, swarm, and throw a wet blanket on the fire.
Hey, that's it. Whatever it takes. The only way you can beat Pete is in a dogfight. You got to turn this into a dogfight.
Ramirez trying to stay right on top of Whitaker.
Look at Pete, do little tricks, give a little elbow to the chin, clutch it and grab it, pull his hand in. He's a well-schooled old pro, at a young age.
There was that lunging right hand from Ramirez. It scored well earlier in the night. Comes up short this time. Whitaker crouching down. Then tying up. Doubles up the jab.
That's what I'm talking about. Later rounds of a fight, he's the champion, he's pressing, and you know what? You never know what the judges are looking at. You say, well, he's the champion, he's coming for it again. Go a couple of hooks there. Pete's got to do something to, I mean, he's boxing. He's out boxing, clearly out boxing. But I think
combination, left hand is in the middle of it. Pernell Whitaker has had only one other 12-round distance fight. That's when he won the NABF lightweight title against Roger Mayweather. Prior to that, 4 consecutive full 10-rounders.
Beautiful punch combination by him.
Ramirez tries to chase him down. Whitaker ties up again. They look good in the final minute of this 9th round. He's saying to me,
Ramirez's corner, I'd say keep pressure, keep coming forward, push him back, pick up the pace of your punches. Across Pete's corner, I'd say, Pete, you gotta take a stand eventually. Try to fight this guy. You're boxing him, go keep in and out, in and out. I'm not saying go toe. Keep boxing him the way you do. Eventually stop it. Hit him a little bit, then move on.
there were moments in that 9th round where I really liked the work of the combination power punching from Pernell Whitaker. But that's going to be critical when we talk about the European judges.
Exactly. I mean, we're not taking a chance, especially right now. This is Ramirez's backyard, so to speak. You know, this is his place. So you gotta show him
Like that.
good punching. Jump right back on him, Pete. Jump right back on him.
And now you can see Ramirez trying to do anything he can. He missed with that back kick. And now Guzman's going to separate them. On the inside, Whitaker ties up. Doesn't want to risk punching into Ramirez. Ramirez would love to be chest-to-chest, belly-to-belly.
Joe, this is the world championship. You gotta do this at all. You can't risk it all.
Left hand to the body, they tie up again. Oh, and that looked like it was on the break. And Guzman looks at Whitaker.
It looks like there's something on Ramirez's neck. Blood. He's going to be. Oh, good left hand.
Oh, and how about the hand speed there, Ray?
But he's goes over again. He's backing up when he's doing it.
Ramirez is following.
Exactly. So far, this is a good round for Ramirez.
Well contested round. Standing right in front, Ramirez gets 2 punches off. Now back to the jab for Whitaker. Ramirez with right hand jab of his own. And then that sweeping, lunging right hook that we've seen a few times tonight. Nothing but air that time.
I think Pete's looking to get that second round. He's just sucking up a little bit. He's buying time.
After the midsection, Ramirez misses with the right hand there. Back to the jab. Whitaker circling. Championship rounds await for the WBC lightweight title.
Everything you got. Now you gotta punch in combinations, 2, 3, 4 punches at a time. This is what a champion is, Pete. You got that? So reach down for it. Pete, tie him.
The time has come. Championship rounds for Pernell Whitaker. His family has made the trip over to France to see what could be the crowning achievement in his young pro career. Only 23 years old, only his 16th pro fight. And now the gold medalist of the 1988 Games has himself in position to close things out and finish strong against Jose Ramirez. Around the thigh, and you know what? I don't blame Ramirez for throwing a punch that the referee did not step in right away. Protect yourselves at all times.
All the time. You're absolutely right.
conditioning or just getting caught throwing. There have been a few moments of weakness and undisciplined behavior from Whitaker.
He's not that fighter. He's slick. You know, he tries to be cute in there. You know, he does little things like that. Pull guys' pants. Pull his leg.
Saw that a couple fights ago.
Yeah, but you know, he does that to yourself to the judges.
What should impress the judges is the consistency of the jab. And here's Ramirez now pressing and getting that real estate on the inside that he desired.
You know, Joe, you said earlier, this is the last 2 rounds. The last 2 rounds are always known as the dog rounds. We call them the dog rounds because it says who's gonna bring the dog out of who.
This 11th round has the landscape in favor of Ramirez. Now Whitaker to trade. Moments like that might not get a right hand did come in there from Whitaker.
You know, I said earlier that he's going to eventually have to stand there and fight him a little bit. This is what I'm talking about. He's got to back Ramirez up. Then move on. Then move on.
Just misses with the left hand. And movement. Escapes from the right hand of Ramirez. Combination there.
Just lands up. That right there lands up the chin of Pete. He'll land a solid man. Who knows?
Well, Ramirez has purchased plenty of lottery tickets in the form of that right hook. Yet to cash in them. Right hand to the body, and there's a combination from Ramirez.
Left hand to the front leg.
That's a good shot by Whitaker here. They picked up the pace here in this 11th round. And now another combination from Whitaker.
Showed his hands.
Little head hunting.
Showed his hands.
Plenty of that.
Pete, this is it, baby.
Shows the veteran savvy, though, that there aren't many opportunities with her. So when he makes them, I know. And final round, WBC lightweight title to be decided. You know, when in what we heard in the corner of Whitaker, remember it was 2 rounds ago, when Drew Dugan was saying 12 minutes away from being the champ, 12 minutes away. After that 11th round, he said, you need a good round.
I think Louis is his backyard. You won't even down the judges like win this last round. Decisive.
Combination for Whitaker. He scored well there. Ties up after dipping. Right hand just missed from Ramirez. He's getting closer. One chance with that back left hand. Whitaker gets out of the way and then shoe shines a bit before sending off a good old-fashioned 1-2. Ties up again, and you can hear the frustration from the crowd.
You know, when you're going for the title, you don't let your hands off the guy. It's the last round.
Effective before he tied up again. His coach circling around. Shoe shines, gets out, downstairs. Does that impress?
That one did impress me.
Back for the jab. Ramirez has had a really good time finding the target in this final round right now. He's showing aggression and he's showing that he wants to make the fight. Whitaker now, you talk about defense and effort. But yet gets right back to the inside and squares up all of a sudden.
That's what he has to do. to beat this guy. Like I said earlier, stand there and fight him a little bit. Up the middle, up the middle. Ramirez had to go wide. So right up the middle.
Combination again, and then dumps out, and then ties up. And another move that doesn't win over anybody, says France. Ramirez tried to hook with the hook that time. So 12 rounds in the books, and congratulations in the corner with Lou Duva and Pernell Whitaker. They feel extremely confident that they have done enough. Look back at that 12th round.
Boom, right there. Good. See, that's the good all night long. Right over the top of the jab.
Quick and straight. And straight has been the answer all night, right?
That's exactly it. Ramirez is wide, but his punches keeps coming up the middle, and that's been effective. Right there, straight. See that uppercut? Up, straight up the middle. That's a good exchange for Pete.
So Ray Mancini, former lightweight champion. Did Pernell Whitaker do enough to become a lightweight champion? Oh, look at this. Lou Duva need to be restrained. He's upset. He's still getting his hands on the I think they're getting angry scoring and hearing what's going on ringside. You think he did enough, Ray?
Sure.
I agree.
I think it's clear.
I think he clearly won the first 4 rounds, a lot of even rounds in the middle, and then he was able to finish strong in the 12th and final round. Here's the announcement in French.
116, Whitaker, 115.
Lost in translation, I think not. Unbelievable split decision goes to Jose Luis Ramirez. The British judge, Harry Gibbs, had it 117, 113 for Pernell Whitaker. Then 116, Michel for France. Judge Newton Campos, 118, 113. How in the world could you get a 118 out of that, Ray? I think a lot of the things you were talking about
Yeah, but
played into that.
that's ridiculous. That's terrible. That's a terrible decision. Pete clearly won that fight. I had a 116, 112. We're supposed to do. That's just terrible.
So all of a sudden, the win streak is over. Pernell Whitaker, now 15-1 with a stunning and controversial split decision loss. Jose Luis Ramirez is once again a lightweight titleist. Ray Mancini, I'm Joe Tessitore. That does it from France.
Today, the IBF Junior Welterweight Championship is on the line. Hard-hitting champion Buddy McGurt will risk the title he has spent 6 years fighting for. McGurt captured the belt last February with a 12th-round TKO of Frankie Warren, avenging the only loss of his pro career. Today's bout marks McGurt's second defense in less than 5 weeks. Buddy's first defense came against an experienced and well-regarded challenger Howard Davis. A powerful right hand sent Davis crashing to the canvas late in the first round. McGurt's impressive victory served notice to the unsuspecting and further elevated him in the eyes of boxing's most knowledgeable. The man looking to take McGurt's belt is the number 2 IBF contender, Meldrick Taylor. Today, he'll risk his 20-fight unbeaten streak while getting his first world title shot. At 17, Meldrick was the youngest of 84 Olympic gold medalists. He was impressive in his pro debut, stopping Luke Lecce in the first round. 15 fights later, he used his experience and talent to dominate and bedazzle a tough Cubanito Perez, winning a 10-round decision. Today, Taylor will attempt to make the transition from Olympic champion to world champion, and McGurt will defend the title he so covets. Live on ABC's Wide World of Sports. Buddy, and welcome. I'm Don Chevrier. This fight originally was to have taken place at the beginning of summer in early June, but McGurt injured his bicep at his left arm, and then a scheduling problem set it back to now the end of summer. But as our boxing expert Alex Wallow surely will agree, it's a bout Alex well worth waiting for.
Don, this is a very special occasion in the world of boxing for a couple of reasons. First, the two best fighters in the division are meeting head-on. And in this era of three sanctioning bodies, each with their own version of the World Championship, fighters and their managers find it easy to play it safe and avoid fighting their toughest competition. Second, these two young men appear very evenly matched. And as we learned in the Tyson-Spinks fight recently, the fact that the two best fighters in a division are meeting does not necessarily guarantee a competitive fight. But at least going into today's fight, the odds are very, very close, with the champion, Buddy McGurt, a slight 8-5 favorite based upon his superior experience and power. Buddy has emerged recently as a complete fighter whose skills have earned him a place among the top fighters in any division of boxing. Meldrick Taylor has had only half as many fights as Buddy McGurt, but he's faced a number of quality opponents in his 20 pro bouts. He remains unbeaten, and he proved his ability to perform under pressure 4 years ago at the LA Olympics. Whoever wins today's fight, both men and their managers deserve a lot of credit for testing themselves against the very best. It's a fight fans fight, and along the boxing beat, there's a wide variety of opinions about today's fight.
It's like the New York subway. You have an express train and a local train. Buddy McGurt at this time is an express. He's going steaming past everybody.
He was in with my friend, Howard Davis, and I was so surprised at the outcome and the one round annihilation, and it shows me that this man here is for real. But McGurt is for real.
It's going to be a tough one to call. I'll stick my neck out and say Taylor on points. And I think it's going to be a great fight, and I'm just sorry somebody has to lose.
I think it's a fight where you've got a very good puncher against a guy with a good chin. Both guys have fast hands. They fight 3 minutes a round. They've both got very good corners, so it's going to be an intelligently fought fight. I think the difference is going to be that McGurt hits harder and is simply a better fighter.
I think outside of maybe a Vander Holyfield, Meldrick Taylor is the best professional to come out of that Olympic team. He's had tough opposition right along. It's been a while. He hasn't had a title shot as quickly as some of his teammates, and now's his big chance, and frankly, I think he's going to come through with a win.
McGurt is possibly going to go on in history if he continues as I think he will as one of the greatest fighters of all time. He's a disciplined fighter. He's a good boxer. He's quite elusive and a great puncher.
I think Meldrick Taylor has a potential of achieving greatness, but I think that Buddy McGurt is halfway there, and I think he's going to get it far before Taylor does. And I think this fight is a fight that's going to excite the people watching it, and I think it's a fight that's going to quit the build-up. And I think Meldrick Taylor, as good as he is going to more than meet his match in Buddy McGurt.
We'll see. There is much to learn about these young boxers, Taylor and McGurt. We'll discover more about them when ABC's Wide World of Sports will continue after this message. May move up, but this young man, Buddy McGurt from Long Island, is a proud champion making his second title defense. And make no mistake, McGurt is very determined today.
I'm ready to fight, whatever I have to do, whether it's box, punch, kick, play, scratch, don't make no difference. Consider myself a fighter, which should do anything to win. Boxing to me is the number one thing in my life right now, and I got a chance to become a world champion and to enjoy the success of boxing and being on top of the world. So right now I got to enjoy it while I can, because there's going to become a day where I ain't going to be there no more. I'm going to have to give it up.
But one thing that will always be there for Buddy McGurt is his home and family in Brentwood, Long Island. He still lives in the house where he was raised, and Buddy still plays in the same backyard, now with a child of his own. A major change in his life came when he lost his father and a brother to cancer.
I learned that life was short, but what really changed the life of my family was the death of my brother. He died, he was young when he died. And that really brought the family close together. And it made me realize one thing, that, you never know when your day is coming. And life is too short, so when you get a chance of something, you take it and you take full advantage of it.
And take full advantage he did in his boxing career. Buddy racked up impressive victory after impressive victory. And earlier this year was rewarded with a title shot against the one man who had beaten him, undefeated Frankie Warren. But even in Warren's hometown of Corpus Christi, Buddy was not to be denied, as he battered Warren, knocked him down in the 8th round, and continued the one-sided beating until the referee was forced to stop the fight midway through the 12th round. A new IBF junior welterweight champion was crowned, and Long Island had its first world champion. In his first title defense, Buddy took on Howard Davis, a fellow Long Islander and 76 Olympic gold medalist. But a McGurt right hand in round 1 erased the glitter, and once again, Buddy proved that he was at the top of his division. But the celebration was short-lived. Less than 5 weeks later, he'll be in the ring today for his second title defense. This time, he takes on McGurt, a gold medal winner from '84, and one who Buddy thinks will meet the same fate as Davis.
His gold medal mean nothing to me. He won it from Pernell. He didn't win it from Buddy McGurt. So when the bell rings, his gold medal ain't going to help him, and the press ain't going to help him. It's just going to be me and him. And the bottom line is, what can you do with these? If you can't do nothing with them, you better stay outside.
What McGurt did to Howard Davis was really not a fluke in his career. 11 opponents have been stopped in the first round by this man with an enormous knockout ratio. But McGurt Taylor certainly cannot be underestimated. 4 years ago at 17, he reached the Olympic podium with a gold medal around his neck. And now finally, 4 years later, he gets that long-awaited world title shot.
My biggest fear is the uppercuts and left hooks. He'll be shooting hooks to the body, and he'll be doing a lot of fainting, and he'll be coming in with after the feint. He'll be throwing right hands over the jab.
Now, the jab we're working on right now is to keep McGurt busy. We want him to go on a defense. We're going to keep jabbing. We'll jab his shoulders, we'll jab his chest, we'll jab his belly. What we want him to do is look to go on defense and not set up for counter punches.
What probably Taylor would be doing is throwing his fast jabs, and that's when we'll get underneath the jab with the right hand and the left hook.
Jordan's giving him a defense right now where he catches the right hand on his left shoulder, right? And then he puts his right hand up, anticipating the left hook.
He'll be working to the body. He'll be going up and down on the punches.
If McGurt goes to the body, we've got that. What we're going to do is have Melrick stand his ground, and we're going to fight him, punch for punch.
The difference in this fight you'll see is between an amateur and a pro, the Olympics and the pro fights.
The key today is going to be what fighter is going to make the other fighter fight his fight.
That is how they prepared the two boxers. Let's learn now how Alex Wallow figures this fight will go.
Adonis, we just heard these two camps have indeed put tremendous thought into the tactical preparation for this fight. I think the key will be which man has best absorbed his gym lessons into his subconscious, so that his actions and his reactions are automatic. Both men are so fast that the one who has to think about what he's going to do is going to be too late to do it.
You've got hand speed, that belongs to Taylor, and certainly McGurt. You've got power for McGurt. McGurt Taylor, unbelievably calm, heading into his first world championship bout. We thought he might be a little more nervous than he has shown, but very, very relaxed is the word from McGurt Taylor's dressing room, and he indicates that appearance to us as he stands with Lou Duva in the corner, awaiting this magnificent opportunity. But here comes the man he is going to have to beat. Buddy McGurt, who devastated Howard Davis, avenged a previous loss to Frankie Warren, took him out to win the title, now today making his second title defense. It promises to be an outstanding matchup. McGurt and Taylor for the IBF World Junior Welterweight Championship. McGurt, the first world champion from Long Island. And ABC's Wide World of Sports will return after this commercial and a message from our local station. There he is.
From the beautiful Broadway by Theater, here in Harrah's Marina Hotel and Casino, in the better Atlantic City, New Jersey, the boxing battle of the world. Madison Square Garden Boxing. Bob Goodman, Vice President of Boxing and Matchmaker, and Pat Fleming, Assistant Matchmaker, in association with Harrah's, proudly present this afternoon's International Boxing Federation Junior Welterweight Championship bout, scheduled for 12 rounds. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 12-round title bout, referee Randy Newman. Now, my good friends, introducing the principals. First, in the red corner, wearing black trunks with the gold trim. He tipped in an even 140 pounds. This young man is undefeated in 20 professional bouts, including one draw with 10 knockouts. The 1984 Olympic gold medalist from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, ladies and gentlemen, in at 138 1/4 pounds. This gentleman has 38 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw with 33 knockouts. He is the current International Boxing Federation Junior Welterweight Champion from Brentwood, Long Island, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, here is James Buddy McGurt. McGurt.
Well, the biggest difference between these two is the reach advantage that you see in behalf of Buddy McGurt, reaching out 70 1/2 inches to 66 1/2 from Pernell Whitaker. But Taylor's got some speed to compensate for that. Let's quickly check the rules here in the state of New Jersey as they apply to this championship bout for the IBF. 12 rounds, of course, 10-point no system scoring, no pre-knockdown rule, no standing 8 count, and the bail can't save a fighter in any of the scheduled 12 rounds. And here's round 1. Remember, McGurt has 11 first-round victories to his credit. Not that we expect that today against the likes of Pernell Whitaker.
One thing to remember here in the first round, Don, is that each man is facing the quickest opponent of their career.
Yes.
And they're going to get hit by punches that arrive much quicker than they're used to, and they'll both have to make defensive adjustments there. Good luck, both by McGurt.
Wasting no time, but Taylor countering beautifully.
He's countering, but he's slightly hurt. He's flailing away. This is a brawl. And this goes against all the tactical preparation that both camps did prior to this fight.
It just went out the window. All that planning, weeks of it. You might figure McGurt to engage in a brawl, but for Taylor, it would seem to be a mistake this early.
That's right. Melcher Taylor is the man with inferior power on paper coming into this fight. He's been so quick that he doesn't finish his punches. He just gets off 5 or 6 point punch combinations that score a lot of points but don't do a lot of damage. He says he's going to settle down in this fight and punch with more power. You saw a good left hook in that exchange that just happened.
They're wasting no time at all, providing the excitement we bargained for in this scheduled 12-round title fight.
I just saw Buddy McGurt make a move with his left arm, kind of pump it. We're going to be very sensitive to anything Buddy does with his left arm. He has an inflammation in the bicep of his left arm. He's still giving it ultrasound treatments. It's just not going to go away unless he retires from boxing, and he's not about to do that anytime soon.
He told us that it only bothers him when he thinks about it.
I think that means it bothers him a lot, and he tries to put it out of his mind.
Again, it'll be into that exchange, a good left hook from Melvin Taylor. Taylor has been known to drop his left hand, and he knows he can't afford that against McGurt because the counter right can come right over it and join.
See right now, Buddy McGurt carrying his left low. He does that also. He generally does it if he's out of range of his opponent.
Taylor a lunging right that only partially connects.
A young man just 20 fights out of the amateurs. That was an amateur's right hand.
To go in an action-packed first round. McGurt has had twice the pro fights that Taylor has. He turned pro a year before the '84 Olympics, and in some ways regrets that. Envies that Taylor won a gold medal, but so proud of his own World Professional Championship and defending it skillfully here in the first round here today. Much more to come. Good shaping up. Stay with us for the Atlantic. Let's see if they pace themselves a little more. McGurt's corner encouraging him to do that, telling him not to be in a hurry. It's a long 12-round scheduled bout.
Don, it was interesting to hear that both corners during after the first round were very upset that their men had gone away from all the tactical preparation. They implored with their fighter, work behind the jab, settle down, relax, take your time, don't get flustered, you're pressing too hard.
Eldrick promised us that we'd see the world's best jab today, and now in the second round he showed flashes of it. And the left arm of McGurt again, that's the left bicep that was injured and caused the postponement of this scheduled bout. It's worth watching because as good as Buddy's right hand is, he's got a wicked left hook that is even pressing.
And Buddy's left hook is his bread and butter punch. And he showed it in that first round. He caused Melzer. It didn't have him hurt, but definitely got his attention.
There's the left hook there that caught Taylor's attention.
These exchanges are not scientific counter punches. These are just two guys exchanging punches. You hit me, I'll hit you. And that was not the way this fight figured to go.
Not too tough to deliver. Good chopping right at the end of the exchange from Maverick. He takes during those exchanges, but tries to end them brilliantly.
Right now, this is no trust match as we might have expected. This is a war. They won't be able to sustain this pace, but they must be careful not to get hurt too much, not to take too much damage during these heavy exchanges when they're both loading up for their Sunday punches.
They threw away the bishops and set for the soldiers.
They're trying to work in behind that jab. He just did something there that George Benton told between rounds not to do. Benton control the leg with his right hand. I want to avoid the McGurt counter punch, the left hook counter.
It is worth noting again that McGurt has stopped 33 of his 40 opponents. Maverick Taylor has 9 knockouts, but he's only had 20 bouts. He had a draw with Howard Davis a couple of years ago. Of course, McGurt destroyed Davis in 1 round 5 weeks.
Meltzer was quick to point out to us that Howard Davis was a shot Howard Davis 2 years after he fought him when Davis fought him. Many think was at least one of the 2 best fights of his career.
Taylor and McGurt giving this crowd here and our viewers what they expect from action for the IBF Junior Welterweight Championship. That's round 2. Round 3 of the scheduled 12-round IBF Junior Welterweight title bout in Atlantic City. And let's go back to between rounds now. In Taylor's corner, George Benton and Lou Duva.
Don't pull out with your hand up. Because you get hit, because he's leaving at you. Now you look. I'll give you a little more jab. You understand? Hey, double up on the jab. Double up on the jab. Listen. Mel, I want it here. Here, see? There.
Evidence there of what the jab can do for Maverick, Alex.
And George says he doesn't want the jab just on the head. He wants it on the shoulders, on the chest, any place. Buddy McGurt slips with his head very well. It's easier to hit him with a jab on the shoulders or on the body.
That jab can make the right hand so effective for Maverick Taylor. It was